Everyone's heard of the European Union, but what you may not know is that the largest economic union in the world, geographically at least, is actually right next door. Vladimir Putin said it would become a bridge between Europe and Asia. Hillary Clinton called it an effort to re-Sovietize the region. So what exactly is the Eurasian Economic Union? To understand where the Eurasian Union came from, we have to look at the man behind it, Vladimir Vladimirovich Putin. Putin may be America's biggest enemy today, but at the start of his presidency, his tone towards the West sometimes seemed a bit, well, softer. But then Putin watched as color revolutions spread across Russia's backyard. Protesters in Georgia, Ukraine, and Kyrgyzstan demanded an end to corruption in their countries. Putin didn't see them as protests. He saw them as a Western conspiracy to destabilize the region. And he realized that if Russia wanted to be taken seriously, it needed to be the center of gravity in the former Soviet space. This is the man, after all, who once described the collapse of the USSR as the greatest geopolitical catastrophe of the 20th century. But with the Eurasian Union, Putin was calling for something a bit more contemporary, a new supranational union that could become one of the poles of the modern world. Putin's plan wasn't just about trade and customs. True to his Soviet pedigree, Putin infused the Eurasian Union with a new anti-Western movement called Eurasianism. A grand vision to restore Russia's rightful place in the world. Putin's plan was great for Russia, but how did he get other countries to join his new club? The truth is, not all of the members were given much of a choice. Take Armenia, for example. By 2013, Armenia was about to sign an agreement with the EU, and the Kremlin was getting worried. Then Moscow started delivering $1 billion arms package to Azerbaijan, Armenia's enemy, and rumors spread that the price of Russian natural gas was about to skyrocket. Armenia got the hint. It called off its EU plans and signed up for the Eurasian Union instead. A few months later, Ukrainian President Viktor Yanukovych also scrapped EU commitments for membership in the Eurasian Union. But this time, things didn't go as planned. Massive demonstrations started in Kiev. President Yanukovych fled to Russia. And when new pro-Western leaders took power in Ukraine, punishment from Putin was swift. Russia seized Crimea and invaded eastern Ukraine. In 2014, the Eurasian Union officially launched with 5 member countries, but no Ukraine. So what has it done so far? So far it's cut red tape for migrants working in Russia, streamlined clothing exports from Kyrgyzstan, and spawned a banana export industry in Belarus. But there's a problem. The only new member state on the horizon is Moldova, Europe's poorest country. The economic powerhouse Putin hoped would counter the West has a growth problem. These days, the Eurasian Union is limping along. Since his mission hasn't quite worked out, what's next for the Eurasian Economic Union? Can Vladimir Putin come up with another plan to rebuild the empire?